All right, everybody, welcome back to our Training Day podcast. And man, do we got an episode today. My man, Shannon Womble, walked into the New Jersey office today, beaming from ear to ear. And boy, was I excited to give him an embrace and a hug. And I'm excited to have you back on the podcast, my brother. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. What's up, my brother?
Back. You, baby duck. Man, it feels so good to be home. Man.
It's good to have you, baby.
That's what my wife said. She goes, "You're going home." I said, "Yeah, going home."
I'll say this, man. It was awesome. Obviously, communicating with you on the phone was great, but seeing you was just like that energy, that embrace, that warm embrace was real.
Man, I walked in, and just the energy came out. Like, I'm back.
Let's go.
I'm back.
When I think about what the champion of champions represents, I want you to talk to us a little bit about, yes, there was some time away, but yes, you're back. And there's a reason why you're back, right? There's a
100.
reason why you are excited about the future, excited about what you and your team can do, what the champions can do. And I want you to talk about some of those sentiments, some of the things that you believe in, some of the things that pour out of you, like we just been talking about for the last few hours. It's just, when I hear you talk about your passion about this industry and the passion about the things you want to accomplish, it just bursts from your seams, from your pores. And I want you to share that, because there's going to be people listening to this message that want to know why they should be a champion.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And again, thanks for having me back, man.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure and an honor always to be here. And, you know, Mark, Champions was founded in 2019. Mm-hmm. And 4 core principles, tenets, if you will. One is we're champions for the client, and we're champions for the agent, and we're champions for the IMO that we're partnered with and the carriers that we represent.
Amen.
And we are back because now I am 100% in alignment with FFL. If any of those, if there's any dissonance whatsoever with those 4 core values, champions can't be champions.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why Champions is back. We are 100% in alignment. We are champions, which has never left for the client.
Talk to us about what does that mean to be a champion for the client?
We're going to fight with the client for the client at times, right? We're going to go ahead and fight for the best type coverage that they qualify for.
Okay.
Right? We're going to fight for their families to get them the protection that they deserve. Sometimes the client doesn't understand that they need it. We have to go ahead and let them know what that looks like.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's an everyday thing.
Every day, and that's never changed.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was talking to some guys the other day in a different industry, and he was talking about, you know, my background, life sales, and he goes, if anybody knows how to sell, it's you. You're fighting against, like, because we were talking about insurance and different types of insurance. And life is the hardest type of insurance to sell, because
absolutely,
it's the one that the client wants to hold off. So when you say we fight for the client, we fight with the client, a lot of the times we have to be the person ushering the truth in ways that maybe the client doesn't want to hear it, but needs to hear it, because without the truth, their families could be left with no coverage if someone passes away.
Absolutely.
And everyone focuses on today, now, I'm healthy, I'm doing. Nobody's focusing on an accident. Nobody's focusing on a diagnosis. Nobody's focusing on a sudden death. We hear it every day, Shannon.
Amen to that. You're right.
So when you talk about fighting for the client, I'm going to let you expound, but I did want to, I totally understand that.
Yeah, we have to paint the reality of what it's going to look like upon death for them every single day, right? What does that financial landscape look like? We paint it every single day, and then hopefully they understand it, right? And they get it, and we do our job.
Okay.
You know, next we're champions for the agent.
Okay.
And champions for the agent, Mark, is, you know, making sure that we're going to go ahead and provide them all the tools necessary for them to be successful, whether it's through leads, whether it's through proper scripts, training, carrier training. The systems and support that we have here at Family First Life definitely
Huh.
don't hurt.
Right. That's for sure.
Right. And to go ahead and make sure that we're able to go ahead and put them in the best financial position possible from day one. We're not going to hold anyone back here at Champions. We want our agents earning as much money as possible right out of the gate.
Yes, sir.
Right. And then we're champions for the IMO. Right. We're perfectly aligned with Family First Life. Family First Life is founded on putting the families of the clients and the agents first.
First, yeah.
Right? And so now Champions is 100% in alignment because they put the agents first, just like Champions put the agents first.
Let me take a second here to
Sure,
kind of
go
just
ahead.
talk about, the powerhouse that Family First Life is to the industry and what we've accomplished. I think people think it's a game or a joke sometimes that, we've, built what we've built. And when you get big, like Family First Life is, you're going to take shots. Duke basketball takes shots. Yes, they have a lot of fans. They also take shots. The New York Yankees, they take shots. Yes, they have a lot of fans. Yes, they take shots. Okay? The Lakers, they take shots. The Celtics, they take shots. You want to be big? You want to be big for a long period of time? You want to reign on the top? It comes with the great things and shots. But when you're big, when you're the New York Yankees, you don't give a rip about the shots. And the reason why is because you knew what it took to get big. And for us, we're in the service business. So you can only get big, brother, if you're serving a lot of, there's no other way. If people will smoke you out, why are we still so big? I'm just asking because maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm being rhetoric. But why are we still so big? And it's because we put the clients first and we put the agents first. And I'm okay with what I'm very okay with what that may come with. But I also understand if we weren't serving people, it wouldn't much matter.
That's right.
And so your alignment makes perfect sense, sir.
Absolutely.
When you think about Shannon, and all the times we've ever talked, you've always talked about what it means to be a champion. And that's always resonated with me when I think about you and I think about your tone and I think about what you represent. You've always represented what it means to be a champion. And that's something that you know so well. You came up with the name, you built that organization, and it resonates with with things from your past that also resonate with things of your present and your future. And so you use the word better than anyone I know, right? Even the champions, right? And because the champions that I know from sports world are in a distance. They're not my friends. I'm not talking to Derek Jeter about his 5 championships. But when I hear you talk about it, I hear the fabric of what it means to you to be a champion. So when you say you're aligned, it makes a lot of sense to me because I know the core of what you represent. So I'll let you finish, but I wanted to bring up the alignment with Family First Life. It makes a lot of sense because when Integrity, the biggest company in the whole insurance space, life, health, Medicare, wealth management, annuities, they look at us because we're the number one life IMO.
Right.
Right. And they have a lot of big companies inside this group. Big. And so we're a star in their eye. If we're a star in their eye, I think we could be a star in a lot of people's eyes, including the agents in this industry, including the clients. When you put people first, you're going to find your way to the top. So I commend you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. And last, we're always a champion for the carriers. We always want to make sure that our agents are properly trained, submitting proper business, persistency is high, this and that. That's how we're a champion for the carriers that we represent with Family First Life. And so when I came back, right, with open arms, I might add, with Sean and with yourself, it was very, very clear from the onset that I was in perfect harmony once again, because the past year has been, some dissonance there. And so now we're in a position to go ahead and champion for the agents. And so we are open for business.
When you say dissonance, what exactly are you referring to? Because obviously there's different outfits out there in this industry. I'm not mad at anybody. I just for you only make moves when it's in the interest of what you represent, your core values, what you're trying to do, right? What you're trying to do for your team, what you're trying to serve, what you're trying to represent.
Right.
So what do you mean by that?
Well, the dissonance there was with my agents, right? I need to make sure that I can put the agents in the proper position to go ahead and make sure they can eat as much as possible, especially, Mark, when they're brand new in the industry. That's a crucial time for them.
Amen.
Right? So we want to make sure that the agents are paid properly. And so there is dissonance there with a pay plan that champions couldn't be a champion for our agents. And so then that in and of itself was enough for me to come back.
Okay.
Right? Because now we're in a position where we can go ahead and help the agents and the agency owners that are issuing anywhere from 50, 75 up to 200,000, where we can go ahead and help them scale their business at the speed of light compared to what their current pay structure is like.
Yeah. I mean, the explosion that we've seen in 2024 and 2025 is like I've not seen in my almost 11 years since the company started. I mean, we're on breakneck speed to break records, which is pretty impressive. And it takes time to turn a boat, to turn a Titanic. It takes time for that thing to turn.
Yeah.
I think, but watching what a lot of people are doing now, God, teams are just beanstalks coming out of the ground. Young, exciting, happening, energetic, just winners that are dying to win, and realizing that it's the soil and the ground is extremely fertile to win here. And so I think that it could not be a better time, my friend, because what you're seeing or what you're going to see, and maybe even what you saw from a distance, is fertile ground.
I was thinking that the other day, brother.
Fertile ground.
Yeah.
And I think it comes from a lot of places, but ultimately, our relationship with the carriers cannot be better. Okay? Our relationship with our partners cannot be better. Our relationship with the agents cannot be better. Our relationship with the client cannot be better. I think that virtual sales in the onset, like when it started, created maybe a little bit of a delusion. I could get rich doing nothing. So it goes from like this really great thing to, hey man, we can now interface with the client virtually.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
I love it.
I'm just gonna wake up and money's gonna surround my house. That honeymoon is gone. Reality is really set in. I think that was more 2024 than 2023. And I think now we're well into 2025. And I think what that period of I can make money just looking from my window outside with a phone in my hand, which is not true. That's become what's real. And that's why I think it's fertile, more fertile. Recruiting to that model, a real model, that's what you're seeing a lot more people rubbing shoulders. I don't think that this is a people business, high people. I think anything digital, anything AI, anything that helps communication is amazing. But when you use that to quote unquote build your deal, you're gonna run into some roadblocks that maybe you haven't seen in the past. High people, high touch.
Right.
High people, high touch. It's hard to ignore that, right? And so that's becoming again the norm where people are showing up to offices. People are, flying into some of these lock-ins. But I'm seeing more office culture blow up the deal than anything. And I think what happens is it's not hard to communicate with Mary over the phone when she requested the life insurance from us.
Right.
That's not really the issue. Like if you ask me, would I rather rub shoulders with Mary, the client, face to face? I'm old school. I might.
Right.
But before I did insurance sales face to face, I did mortgages over the phone for 8 years. And so I'm not opposed to either one. I think you can get more done over the phone.
You sure can.
If we're being straight up.
Yeah.
Do I miss, maybe the smell of curry when I walk into someone's house or the smell of cat piss? Maybe. But the truth,
maybe not that part. Just to be clear.
But I can get more done over the phone.
Yeah.
Facts. I can talk to more people. I can get more done. It's hard to argue with that, my guy. When you turn that into a circus, because it's new, because it's exciting, it's happening, it takes a while for the true value of that to set in. I think what has happened is that has more than set in a very good way for the client and the agent. Mm-hmm. And that's what looks real fertile to me, is that agents understand. And the other side of that is agents are really understanding the value of being with one another for work purposes and community, and being able to glean from someone that's 4 seats away from you or right next to you, as opposed to trying to glean from a virtual platform. Now, I just gave you a lot because I love a lot of the virtual digital stuff and I love a lot of the elbow rubbing. Mm-hmm. But when you put them together, whoo, baby, what I'm seeing is explosive growth. And so, my friend, the ground is extremely fertile when you talk about your 4 tenements, the 4 core values that you're aligned with and what you want your agents to be aligned with. And so the time, as we like to say, Shannon, is now.
Timing is divine. It is now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we're so excited. And I'm 100% on board with everything that you just said. Everything. The ground is definitely fertile here.
100%, bro. Ready. And it's I don't know, it's we just spent a few hours just vibing. And it's just good to see you, man. It's good to have you back in office, back rubbing shoulders, back in business, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, didn't miss a beat.
Amen. Amen to that.
Beat here.
Shannon Womble, baby.
Yes, sir. Mark Mead, Family First Life.
FFL champions.
Amen. Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock, baby. God bless you. If you're looking for someone to link up with, the one thing I love about Shannon is he knows this industry front and back. He's been a 4X Hall of Fame producer. He knows what it takes to win. He knows what it takes to train. He knows every sector of the products in our business and how to help the clients get what they need. So, Shannon, thanks again, brother.
Thank you, Mark.
Appreciate you, man, for all you do, and happy to be back with you, man. It's going to be an epic run, bro. God bless you, guys.
Let's go.
Take care.